Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep doesn't come the way it used to? Why even when you're tired, your body just won't settle? You're not the only one feeling this way. As we get older, sleep becomes something we have to care for, more intentionally than before. And it's not just about feeling well rested in the morning. Good sleep protects your heart, your brain, and even your balance during the day. It affects your mood, your memory, your blood pressure, almost everything. The good news is, restful sleep is still possible. It might take a few gentle changes, but none of them are drastic. They're quiet, thoughtful adjustments. And they work. Let me walk you through them one at a time, starting with something many of us overlook: the way we end our day. For years, maybe your evenings were rushed, scattered, maybe filled with distractions or noise. But now your body needs a slower landing. Just like the sun doesn't drop from the sky all at once, we can't expect sleep to arrive the moment we shut off the light. It needs time, a rhythm. There's a woman I spoke with, not a doctor, not a sleep specialist, just someone like many of us. She's 67, lives alone now. For months, she couldn't fall asleep before midnight. She tried different pillows, switched mattresses, even read sleep books. But nothing changed until she did something very simple. At 9 p.m. each night, she started drinking a cup of warm chamomile tea, turned down the overhead lights, played soft instrumental music, picked up a book she loved. Not something intense, just a gentle story. Within 2 weeks, her body got the message. At 10 p.m., her eyelids grew heavy. No drama, no frustration. Just a quiet drift into sleep. That's what a routine can do. It doesn't need to be complicated. Just needs to be steady. 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes of calming repeated steps. A warm bath. Brushing your hair slowly. Writing a few lines in a journal. The point is to tell your body gently it's time to let go. Now here's something else we don't always think about: naps. They can be tempting, especially if the night before was rough. And sometimes they're helpful. But if naps become too long or too late in the day, they quietly steal sleep from our nights. What happens is, your body doesn't build up enough pressure to fall asleep deeply when the evening comes. You might not even notice it at first. But over time, you're lying in bed wide awake, wondering what's changed. I remember one gentleman, 74 years old. He was retired, healthy, but his nights were broken. He told me he'd lie down for just a short nap every afternoon around 3, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes longer. Eventually he realized he was staying up past 1 a.m. without meaning to. When he cut back his nap to just 20 minutes and moved it closer to lunchtime, his sleep at night slowly returned. He didn't need pills. He just needed to make space for nighttime tiredness. So if you enjoy napping, that's okay. Just keep it short. Think of it more like a pause than a second sleep. 20 minutes. Maybe 30 if you really need it. And try to nap before 2 p.m. so it doesn't spill over into your night. Now let's talk about two familiar companions: coffee and wine. Caffeine is something many of us have relied on our whole lives. It's in our morning cup of coffee, our afternoon tea, sometimes even in that piece of dark chocolate after dinner. But as we age, our bodies process it more slowly. That means caffeine lingers in our system longer than we think. Even if we drink it at noon, it might still be quietly keeping us awake when bedtime rolls around. There's also alcohol. Some people say it helps them fall asleep faster. And that's partly true, it can make you feel drowsy. But what many don't know is that alcohol interrupts the deeper stages of sleep. The kind of sleep where the body truly repairs itself. You might fall asleep quickly, but you're more likely to wake up in the middle of the night, restless and dry-mouthed, staring at the clock at 3 a.m. I remember a woman, 63, who loved her evening glass of wine. She also had a habit of sipping coffee around 3 p.m. She thought it wasn't a big deal, but she began waking up more and more in the middle of the night, unable to fall back asleep. After cutting out the coffee after lunch and moving her wine to an earlier part of the evening, or sometimes skipping it altogether, she noticed a quiet shift. Her sleep was less broken. Her mornings didn't feel as heavy. Your body is always giving you clues. Sometimes all we have to do is listen. And now, something that sounds almost too simple to matter: going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. I know life doesn't always make that easy. Some nights run longer than others. Some mornings come too soon. But your body thrives on rhythm. It's called the circadian cycle, your natural internal clock. And it works best when it knows what to expect. If one night you go to sleep at 10, the next night at midnight, and then you sleep in until 9 the next morning, your body doesn't know when to start producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. That confusion can lead to tossing, turning, and long stretches of waiting for sleep that doesn't come. There's a retired couple I know, both in their 70s. They used to treat weekends like a chance to catch up on rest. Sleep late, stay up watching movies, then wonder why Monday always felt like a fog. They made a small promise to each other. Bedtime at 10 p.m., wake up at 6:30 every day. Even Sundays. Even holidays. After just a couple of weeks, they stopped needing alarm clocks. Their sleep became easier, smoother, and more refreshing. So if you're looking for something to try, start there. Pick a time to go to bed and a time to wake up. Make it consistent, even if it's just within a half-hour window. Doesn't have to be perfect, just predictable. Finally, let's step into the space around you. Your bedroom. Have you ever noticed how different you feel in a hotel room with blackout curtains and fresh sheets? Or how unsettled you feel when your space is cluttered, noisy, or too bright? The place where you sleep matters. It speaks to your nervous system. If the room is too warm, too loud, too full of distractions, your body stays alert, even if your mind is tired. I think of a woman in her mid-70s who had been struggling with sleep ever since she moved into a new apartment. The lights from the street came right through her curtains. Her room was warm, and she could hear neighbors walking in the hall. Instead of buying expensive gadgets, she started with small changes. She got darker curtains, switched to softer, amber-colored light bulbs, placed a small fan by her bed for both cool air and white noise. She even replaced her pillow with one that cradled her neck more gently. Little by little, sleep came easier. Your room doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to feel like a place for rest. Try keeping it cool. Around 65 degrees is ideal for most people. Keep lights low in the evening. Use a white noise machine or a simple fan if sounds distract you. Make your bed inviting. Not just made up, but welcoming. That's 5 shifts. Not all at once, not perfectly. Just gently, one by one. Your evening routine. Short naps. Less caffeine and alcohol. A steady sleep schedule. And a calm, cozy bedroom. Each one is a quiet invitation to rest. But that's just part of the picture. Because what we do during the day, how we move our bodies, what we eat, how we carry our thoughts, all of that shapes how we sleep at night. So let's keep going. In the next part, I'll walk with you through 5 more habits. We'll talk about movement, meals, stress, and how to support your sleep gently without fear and without forcing anything. Let your body lead. I'll be here with you. We've talked about 5 gentle habits so far. The kind that slowly remind your body it's safe to rest. But if sleep is still a struggle for you, don't give up hope. Sometimes what we do while we're awake is just as important as what we do before bed. Let's keep walking through this together. One thing that often gets overlooked as we age is how much our body still needs to move. Not in a punishing way. Not like a workout video or a race. Just simple, regular movement. There's a kind of tired that comes from stress and a kind of tired that comes from using your body well. The second one, real physical fatigue, is what helps the brain know it's time to shut down and repair. I remember a woman 69 who told me she didn't like the gym and never had. But she started walking each afternoon. Not fast. Not far. Just 20 minutes around her neighborhood. First it didn't feel like much. But after a few weeks she noticed something. Her sleep became deeper. She stopped waking up so many times at night. And she felt steadier on her feet in the morning. Movement doesn't have to be intense. Gardening, light stretches, dancing in the kitchen while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. The point is to let your body use some of its natural energy during the day, so it doesn't carry it all into the night. Just make sure not to exercise too close to bedtime. Your body needs time to cool down again. Early morning or late afternoon works best for most people. Now let's talk about something we all do every day, eating. What and when you eat can quietly shape your sleep more than you might think. Heavy meals too close to bedtime make it harder for your body to wind down, especially if they're high in sugar, spicy, or hard to digest. When your stomach is busy, the rest of your body can't fully relax. One man I spoke with, 72, used to eat dinner at 8 or even 9 p.m. A full plate, meat, potatoes, dessert. He didn't think twice about it. But he also struggled with waking up multiple times every night. After a little trial and error, he started eating dinner earlier, around 6, and kept it light. A bowl of soup, some steamed vegetables, maybe a small piece of fruit, and just like that, his nights became quieter. He still woke up once or twice, but he fell back asleep faster, and felt more refreshed in the morning. You don't have to follow a strict diet. Just pay attention. Try eating dinner a little earlier. Choose meals that are gentle on the stomach. And if you need a small snack later in the evening, something like a banana or a few almonds can actually help you feel calm. Now here's a big one: stress. It's invisible, but it walks with us. And at night, when things are quiet, it tends to get louder. Stress can show up as a racing mind, worries that loop endlessly, tension in the chest, thoughts about loved ones, regrets from the past, fears about the future. All of that can keep the body in a state of alert, even when the day is over. And here's the thing: you don't have to get rid of all your stress to sleep better. You just need a way to release some of it before bed. There's a woman I remember in her mid-70s who had lost her husband a few years back. Nights were the hardest for her. The silence felt heavy. Her mind would go to every what if, every memory. But she found comfort in writing. Not a long journal, just a page a night. Sometimes just a list of what she was grateful for. Other nights, she'd write a letter to her husband, even if she never read it again. That small ritual helped her let go of the day. Others find peace in prayer, in listening to calming music, in guided meditations, or even in simple breathing, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Whatever helps you soften the edges of the day, make it part of your evening rhythm. Your mind deserves a place to rest, just like your body. Let's talk now about sleep aids. Not the kind that knock you out, but gentle, natural supports that help ease the transition into sleep. There are a lot of options out there, and some can be helpful, especially when used wisely. Melatonin, for example, is a hormone your body makes naturally. For some older adults, especially those with shifting sleep cycles, a small dose, often just 0.5 to 1 milligram, can help signal the brain that it's time to rest. But it's not a magic fix, and more isn't always better. Always talk to your doctor before trying any supplement. There are also herbal teas like chamomile, valerian root, or lemon balm. They don't work instantly, but when used regularly, they can create a calming ritual. Then there's white noise, a fan, a gentle sound machine, even recordings of ocean waves or soft rain. These sounds don't just block noise. They soothe the nervous system. They give your mind something neutral to focus on. I know a woman who tried everything: new pillows, blackout curtains, even prescription medication. Nothing worked for long. Then she placed a small speaker near her bed and played soft piano music at low volume all night. The difference was immediate. Her breathing slowed. Her thoughts stopped spinning. And she felt comforted by the sound. The key is to keep things simple. Don't overload your sleep with tools or products. Just find 1 or 2 things that help you feel safe, steady, and comforted. That's often more powerful than any pill. And now we come to the final habit. It may sound obvious, but it's the one most people skip. Listen to your body. There's no single bedtime that works for everyone. No universal rule about when or how to sleep. Your body is your best teacher. Some people sleep best from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Others don't feel tired until midnight. Some need a nap. Others don't. Some wake up once or twice at night and still feel fine in the morning. That's okay. What matters most is how you feel during the day. If you're alert, steady, and calm, your sleep is probably working, even if it doesn't look like someone else's. There was a woman, 75, who always thought she had to sleep 8 hours straight. That's what the articles said. But her natural rhythm was different. She'd sleep from 9 to 1, wake for a bit, then fall asleep again around 2. At first, she thought something was wrong. But once she stopped fighting it, and allowed her body to follow its own pattern, she felt better. Less frustrated. More rested. The goal is not perfect sleep. The goal is peaceful sleep. Rest that feels right for you. So try things. Keep notes. Watch how your body responds. And trust yourself. You've lived long enough to know what works and what doesn't. You're allowed to rest in a way that makes sense for your life. Let's take a breath here. You've just explored 10 gentle habits. Some are practical. Some are emotional. All of them are rooted in care for your body, your heart, your peace of mind. And here's what I want to leave you with. Better sleep isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about noticing, adjusting, and offering yourself a little more kindness. Because how you sleep affects how you live. And the more fully you rest, the more fully you can show up for each moment, each morning, each new day. If any part of this felt helpful to you, I'd truly love to hear what you think. Maybe there's something you've tried that worked for you, or something you're still struggling with. You're not alone in this. Leave a comment. Share your experience. You never know who might read your words and feel a little less alone. And if you think this could help a friend, or a sister, or someone from your walking group, please share it with them. You'd be surprised how many people are quietly struggling with sleep just like you. Until next time, rest gently. You deserve it.